Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome into the Big Friday Kickoff podcast. I'm Emily Cochran. He's Robert Restagno. He is here today, fresh off a little vacation, going right back at it tomorrow. I wouldn't say it's really a vacation. It's more of a staycation.
More of a staycation. Had a lot of PTO time built up, and I figured, before we get to football season, where I'm not going to be able to take any time off, I might as well knock some of that out because we got a cap on it, so you gotta use it when you can.
And yet we're still talking about high school football every single day.
And I still was just doing football stuff the last
the entire
few days.
time. It's not even a real vacation. It's just working from home.
Right. Yes. But yeah, I've been working on our season preview stuff. I think I've got some kind of cool stuff for the website that'll be up in the next couple weeks. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
You're such an interesting man. Very interesting life you have.
It's very exciting.
It really is crazy, like how much our lives revolve around our high school football coverage.
Yeah.
Really now more than ever, because it used to be okay, well, high school football's over. We would take a break, kind of pump the brakes, just kind of chill and really focus on spring. But now it feels like more than ever, especially with the evolution and the growth of the podcast, that we've really stuck with high school football, keeping up with what's going on. And it really is like a year-round thing that we've been covering, I think now this season more than ever before.
Well, it just, I think people, appreciate our coverage and enjoy our coverage. So there's a big responsibility that comes with that, where it's one thing to do it in the off season on this podcast, like you and I have been doing, but we got a season coming up, and we got to be ready for it and make sure we got all of our ducks in a row. So a lot of work going in behind the scenes around here right now as we get ready for football season. But, super excited.
We've also made friends. I mean, TP, Vlad, David. We have so many more people in the fold now that kind of we stay in touch with, and we're keeping up with rumors and all the different things that happen during the off season. So it's just been a lot more fun.
It has, yeah, for sure. And you've been able to get out some practices lately. You were at the South Alabama 7-on-7 tournament. Are they having another camp either this week or next week, by the way? Because I've seen some players posting today that they're going to the South Alabama camp. I don't know when it is, but I guess, is that still going on?
I know that yesterday was day one of the 7v7 tournament, and they had some special work with the offensive linemen, defensive linemen, stuff like that. I know it. They had day two today. I thought it wrapped up today. I wonder if they do have another camp next week. We also have the Foley 7v7 is 2 days next week.
Yeah, that's a big one. I'm excited about that.
Yes, me too. It's on Wednesday and Thursday. I'm going to be going out there for that. And then next month is the Daphne 7v7, and that is always a big one. It's the Daphne 7v7 Big Man Jubilee. The Daphne one's a really big one, so I'm excited for that. Something cool that came out of this 7v7 is Orange Beach went all the way to the finals against Chalktahatchee. They did lose, but they went all the way to the finals. And then I'm finding out today that St. Michael also went all the way to the finals today. And I think they didn't have a lot of kids that were able to even travel and go today. My boyfriend, he's working with DBs this season. He had to drive one of the small buses today to get the guys bussed out there to South Alabama.
So they were at the same. This was day two of the same.
The South Alabama 7v7, yeah, and they went all the way to the finals. I'm trying to think who did they play? Did I tell you?
No, but I know Orange Beach on the way to theirs. I think they beat St. Paul's pretty handily. Beat Daphne.
And Daphne looked good.
Yeah.
All day. It started at 9 a.m., 9:30, I think was the first game. They were utilizing, keep in mind, it has been raining nonstop in Mobile. Yesterday, there was never a period of time where it wasn't raining. It might have been drizzling, and then it would start to, get a little heavier, but, it was nonstop rain all day. So we were using South Alabama's, covered facility, the Jaguar Training Center, and then they were using Hancock Whitney. 2 games were going on at each place each time. They also were using the practice field. And there were so many kids. I mean, hundreds, a ton of Florida teams, a lot of Mississippi teams. It was just really good. And I think that our local teams did really well because some of those Florida teams are really good.
Oh, yeah.
Really, really good. I got to watch LaFleur. LaFleur did some pretty good stuff. UMS looked good. Max Fowler.
Okay.
Daphne, like the way watching Daphne and UMS, like that was probably one of my favorite little 7v7 games. Like they were just, everybody was making some big plays, defense, offense on both sides. Like that one was a lot of fun. One of St. Paul's receivers, I'm assuming they don't have their numbers on. So I'm having a hard time figuring out who's who.
Right.
Like I have to look and be like, okay, is this the A team? Okay, that's Christian Seeger. Okay, yeah, this is Daphne's A team, or Hayden Fincher for St. Paul's. I'm like, okay, he's a quarterback. That's their A team. Like keeping up with them. But one of St. Paul's receivers yesterday made a crazy, awesome catch in the end zone. It's like that's literally the thumbnail for my story from yesterday. Like that was insane. And also, it's just. And this is one thing, the South Alabama players that were like helping with the tournament, I'm standing in the end zone kind of watching the floor, and I think they were playing Daphne at this point. This was way later in the day. And some of the South Alabama football players come up to me and they're like, hey, like, we want to do an interview. Like they were working with the offensive defensive linemen all day. And I was like, yeah, y'all worked with the kids, right? And they were like, yeah. So interviewed them and talked to them. And I just like, we talked about the benefits of a 7v7. And while it does work with like the skill positions and stuff, like it's also an opportunity to like build that chemistry during the summer. It's also giving a chance for those kids that are like class of 2029, class of 2030. Like they're watching the upperclassmen go out there and ball out. And from what I'm told, they showed up with the same energy. And from what I saw, that's what it was. Like it's just so fun it's nonstop action.
Right.
Every single time it's nonstop action. And it was just really fun to get to see like these college players that are playing at a D1, university, helping the next generation, like right here in Mobile and across Mississippi, Florida. I mean, all over. Like it was just really, really cool to see. And everybody's just running around like ants, like everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just, and I'm looking at helmets and I'm like, what does that M stand for? You think that's Milton out of Florida, like UT, my intern, and then Carson Sally, she's a graduate of St. Paul's. She's at the University of South Alabama. She's wanting to get into journalism, and she came out and shadowed yesterday, and we're all just kind of looking at the helmets trying to figure out who's who. And so that was fun. And it was like our very own game. Like, and we would finally just walk up to different kids and be like, hey, what school do you play for? And so them telling us, I mean, St. Martin out of Mississippi was out there. Perry Central, Gulfport, the reigning 7A state champion in Mississippi, was out there. So yeah, it was just really, really cool. I'm trying to think what other local teams were out there. Orange Beach, LaFleur, UMS Wright, St. Paul's, and Daphne. So those were the 5. And then today, I want to say Baker was out there, Citronelle was out there, St. Michael, and I know there had to be more. I've been talking back and forth with David, like, who else is out there? What's going on? Like, give me the scoop. I guess they do like pool play in the morning, and then the tournament itself didn't start today until 2:30.
Okay.
So, I mean, it really is like an all-day event.
Right.
Oh, Faith Academy was there too. Interesting.
Wonder how Faith did. I'm worried about them this season.
I am too. Okay, so St. Michael went to the finals. They lost to Fort Walton Beach.
Okay.
They lost by 3.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's a pretty good...
Still got to the finals.
Yeah, got to the finals, and I think they only took like 19 kids today.
Yeah.
I could be wrong. I try, like, David's preparing and getting ready for all this, and he tells me things in passing, and I'm like, I hope I can talk about this on the podcast.
So the day you went, you said Daphne UMS looks pretty good.
Yeah.
LaFleur looks pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, even LaFleur's B team was interesting to me. Like, a lot, and they also had, like, a really, really tall guy on defense. Okay. I feel like you would know him if you saw him. If
probably.
Like I feel like he's got to be on your list.
Yeah.
There's one kid that like caught a ball, got his toes down in the end zone, and then kind of like did a backflip, kind of like fell over trying to make a play, and like that was really cool to see. And you get to see more plays like that.
Right.
Like there was another play whenever Daphne and UMS A teams were playing on the like at Hancock Whitney, like up at the stadium, and Max Fowler like threw a ball in the end zone. Guy goes up, and you think he has it, and then he's literally sandwiched between 2 Daphne players, and he had it, brings it down, and then like they hit him so hard, and they don't have pads on. That's what's like so scary to me is they got helmets, but they don't have any pads on. It's literally like their little practice shirts and gym shorts, and I mean they sandwiched that kid, and he went down, and like the ball popped out. So like that's good defense, getting the ball out, but like. At first, you're like, oh, my God, he had it. He made that catch. Yeah. And so it's so fun. Like I said, it's just constant action the entire time. And then, I mean, Orange Beach looked really good, too. I saw a kid we talk about all the time, Lee Steele. He's in a boot.
Interesting.
He's in a boot. I have a feeling it's probably just like a stress fracture.
Could be.
Probably, and they're
Or
probably
something minor.
more of like a precaution.
Yeah.
And but he did have a boot on that came up to like his calf, I guess, top of his calf, and so I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
He I looked over, I was like, UT. I said, I think that's Lee Steele. He's in a boot.
He's hard to miss. I think he's like 6'6".
He's 6'6", yeah, which is like it's crazy. And I was talking about him earlier. I can't remember who I was talking about him with, but we were talking about how he's a good basketball player.
Oh,
like a really good basketball player.
He's like a recruit in basketball, I'm pretty sure. I think he could play whichever sport he wants.
Which I think, I mean, a 6'6" forward, he plays forward in basketball. So like a 6'6" forward, that's like, okay, like there's a lot. I mean, tall kids usually play.
That's the right height.
Yeah, but I just think, a 6'6" tight end.
Yeah.
There's a good chance you're going to the pros.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like if he had to choose like which avenue, I mean, I'm not going to make the decision for him, but I mean, I would encourage.
Depends on what he likes more, but yeah, he definitely has those options, you know.
Yeah, I mean, but it just goes to show like an athlete.
Oh yeah,
like an absolute athlete. So yeah, it was just fun. I also just really love Orange Beach's helmets. They look so
their
clean.
color scheme is one of the best in our area.
Besides, Gulf Shores is one of my favorite.
Yeah.
MGM is a good one. Like Gulf Shores, I mean, Gulf Shores is untouched when it comes, but Orange Beach is another one. Like I really like it. It reminds me a lot of Gulfport because when we walked up to the when we just gotten there that yesterday morning, UT was like, "Is that Gulf Shores?" I was like, that's from my neck of the woods. That's Gulfport." So it's just funny. Like Gulf Shores is so unique with their color scheme, and I like it so much. Orange Beach has a good one, but like I have seen it before,
right?
But I do like the Makos. I can't think of any other.
It's pretty good.
They really do play into the whole like being on the beach, thing, and so does Gulf Shores. I mean, them being the Dolphins. Like, I went out to Gulf Shores this morning, and I got to see their new athletic facilities, and didn't take any photos or video or anything like that. Like, it's very much. And me and Coach Hud talked about this. It's like moving into a house, and like the house is built, the house is ready, you can move in, but there's no pictures on the wall. There's no decorations. There's no like throw pillows on the couch. Like they don't have all their logos and stuff up yet. I think they'll be done, and I think they're going to do a media thing in late July that media gets to go out and see everything. But it was cool to get like the pre-tour. I mean, their film room is absolutely insane. Like I could only dream of having something like that. When I was in high school, like the fact that it's a high school is also just absolutely crazy.
Yeah.
They're covered facility. Like I'm literally driving down the road this morning, like pulling up, and I'm still like maybe like 3 to 5 minutes from it, but you can see it. Like it almost looks like. Have you ever watched Stranger Things? It reminds me of that big like thing that's in the sky that kind of looks like a big old spider. Like if you look from far away, it's like this big white like dome spider thing, and then you get close and you're like, oh, this is a covered facility.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a high school. So that was just really cool getting to see their gym for volleyball and basketball, and then their weight room. They haven't gotten their weights and stuff in yet, but I just like. They have like the garage door style, like from the weight room that goes out to the field, and like their music, you can hear it during practice, like they're playing music and stuff. And Gulf Shores, and a lot of it has to do with Coach Hud, like the whole bring the juice thing. Like it is just a high energy place all the time. I mean, the music, everything, it's high energy, very fitting. And so it's cool for them to have these facilities. I think it's gonna. I mean, I would want my kids to go to Gulf Shores if my future kids weren't already probably going to go to St. Michael's.
Yeah, for sure. No, and look, that they're going to be really good this year. I'm kind of excited about Gulf Shores, and to go back a few minutes ago to Orange Beach and LaFleur.
I know. I've been rambling. I did a 2-hour podcast before this, and I'm sorry. I'm literally like my voice is going out.
To go back to Orange Beach and LaFleur.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
I just think it's interesting that they looked good, because one of the things that I've kind of noticed, kind of looking at this upcoming season, is that Region 4. You've got Viger Williamson clearly at the top, and then you've got just, I think, a cluster of teams that could go in any order between Citronelle, Orange Beach, LaFleur, BC Rain. And so that's kind of interesting that LaFleur and Orange Beach both looked good yesterday, because I think that the the playoff spots 3 and 4 in that 4A region are going to be like a bloodbath to get between those teams. So,
and I don't want to speak too soon or misspeak. Like I'm not saying LaFleur was like.
No, I know, but
I just mean like.
But we're used to LaFleur winning 1 game a year.
Yes,
you know what I mean.
Yes.
And last year they were frisky, won a couple region games, were kind of in the mix, and like. I know just from looking at their team on paper, like I think they should be pretty good this year, and so they've
got some. They definitely have some talented skill players.
Right,
I will say that
yeah.
they've got some talented skill players. Now that's not going to necessarily win you football games, but they've got some talented kids, and you get to see that more in 7v7 because it really is all about passing, catching. It's very the simple things that highlight the skill positions. So like you just get to see more action, and they, I mean, from what I saw yesterday, they looked pretty good.
And that's also good that UMS looked pretty good because that classification is a gauntlet. I mean, the one that they're in right now with St. Paul's and
Mobile Christian, St. Michael.
No, not Mobile Christian. They're in the other one.
Mobile Christian's in single A.
Yeah, single A.
And McGill Tulin, like it's that whole group is
Montgomery
just that
Catholic, Glenwood, Houston Academy, all those. That region is tough.
I just think in general, like for the way they split the private schools, like it's all gonna. I mean, as far as single A and double A, like it's just all gonna be difficult. The private schools, like it didn't make things easier for them.
The single A private schools got off pretty good because they have three of their teams have like barely been a program. I mean. Bayshore is only in year 3. Snook just made the transition. And Northside, which is a Dothan school, has only been around for like 8 years, I think, but like didn't win a game last year. I don't think won a game the year before that. So you really have like 5 teams fighting for 4 spots. You know what I mean? Like it's not.
But I mean, Cottage Hill, Bayside, Mobile Christian,
all locks.
Definitely.
It'll be St. Luke's or Providence.
That's what I was gonna. That's what I was wondering. Yeah. So it just, I don't know. The private school stuff makes me a little nervous. Just trying to see because I'm also with David coaching at St. Michael. Like I'm a little more invested than in the past.
Sure.
And it's just gonna be interesting to see. I wish I would have been able to be there today for the 7v7. I got to tell you what David just sent me. It's about Gunner. Obviously Gunner Rivers. Phillip Rivers,
starting quarterback.
His son, yes. And starting quarterback. Son first, starting quarterback second. Gunner had to play safety, caught 2 picks today. One was a one-handed pick in the end zone.
Dang.
Gunner Rivers playing some defense today.
Well, I've been wondering. I'm gonna eventually have to have you ask David for me what's going on the defensive side of the ball for St. Michael and on the offensive line.
I'm going to try and see if I can get out there next week. So I went to Leroy last week, Gulf Shores today, Spanish Fort tomorrow. I think I'm going to go out to St. Paul's next week. I'm trying to get out to St. Michael. I want to go out to UMS. I mean, I still want to go out to Robertsdale. I want to go out to Baker. I mean, there's just so many teams I need to get to. Mobile Christian, I want to go up to Jackson. I want to go to Clark County.
Yeah.
Like, there's just so many teams that are like non-negotiables for me that I've got to get out to. McGill's another one. It's just
the grind starts now. That's
it's been started.
No, I know.
It's been started.
This is it's not the calm before the storm. This is like the storm before the storm, trying to hit all these teams before the season starts. You know, it's tough. And, you know, we got a lot of them this year and they're all kind of spread out a little bit differently. And, you know, we've got some obviously new private school teams in our area. We've got some new public school teams in some of our regions from previous classifications. So, it's tough. And, you know, but you've been able to get out some practices. Anything in particular stand out? You told us about Gulf Shores. What about Leroy? Anyone else? Anything notable?
Leroy has Jacavian Collins, right? Just graduated.
Yes.
You know who I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. His cousin, Jaden Collins,
starting quarterback for Chickasaw last year.
He will not be playing quarterback.
Yeah.
But he's a slot receiver, I think, from what me and Coach Lowe talked about. But kid is good. Like,
he runs like a 4.3, I think.
Yeah. And then Aiden
Tolbert.
They're cousins.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so like Jakavian and Jaden are cousins, but like Aiden Tolbert is also their cousin. So
and
like
Aiden, you told me, is going to be moving from receiver to running back.
To running back,
Okay,
yes.
interesting.
So he's going to be doing more stuff in the backfield. So a couple changes. They did have a lot of turnover on defense. I think their offense is going to be their strength this season, just based off what me and Coach Lowe talked about. And the thing is like I think they're losing 3 offensive linemen, so they got to make some replacements up there. But you know how it goes in 1A. Like a lot of these kids play on both sides of the ball. Pretty much all of them when it comes to 1A. But yeah, one of the things that we talked about is the fact that Washington County, that's a huge rivalry for Leroy, based on what Coach Lowe told me.
Yep.
And he was like, you need to circle that one on your calendar. Like, y'all need to come out here for Big Friday kickoff.
Be a good one.
And so that's one that I'm thinking about, that we should probably go up there, especially because now it's not like it's always been a rivalry game, but this is one that has playoff implications. And
I think there's a good chance, just from the stuff that I've done, I think there's a good chance Washington County could be the 2 seed down there in 1A. So there could be a shot that it's for the
region title.
For the region title, yeah. But yeah, Leroy, I mean, yeah, they lost a decent amount on defense, obviously Jakavian Collins. But they've got enough dudes on that side of the ball with their offense and in the region they're in that they're going to be perfectly fine. I mean, they're the favorite down there in 1A Region 1, as they usually are.
I mean, Coach made it seem like, he said that they are not happy with how last season ended.
Yeah,
like they are mad.
Yeah.
Like from the minute they all got back out to practice, like he said, they've just been like chewing nails, like putting in the work. It's almost like they've been playing angry because they're angry about how last season ended. They feel like they left more on the table. They're not happy about it. I mean, even listening to them, they won't even say Maplesville's name.
Oh,
really,
really?
they're just like that team. That team. It's almost like Harry Potter and Voldemort, and they're like, he who shall not be named. I feel like that's how Leroy considers Maplesville right now.
Yeah.
And fair enough. Like, Maplesville was a really good team last season, and they're going to be another team that's in contention in 1A.
Listen, so Laverne is new to our area.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Laverne, number 1 overall team last year. Were they in 2A last year? I think they may have been. Yeah. Number one overall team last year. In 2A. They made the lost in the 3rd round to Lynette. They're going to be just as good this year. The streak that Clark County has of 28 straight region wins and 5 straight region titles, like that's all, like, I hope not, but I think that's all out the window right now.
Yeah, you're not the big fish in the little pond anymore.
Well, week 6, when everyone has those kind of weird out of region games, in the middle of the season, Laverne hosts Maplesville, which could be the number 1 team in 1A against the number 1 team in 2A.
Oh my gosh!
So we need to. I know they're a little far, and they're not like. They're new to our Region 1 as far as our coverage goes, but just when I was breaking down everyone's schedules, that's going to be a pretty good game.
I'm going to have to put that in the GPS and see just how far it is.
Yeah.
Like, can I send a photog?
Right.
I don't know if Big Friday kickoff is going. That storm tracker might not make it that far.
No, probably no. There's a
gas
lot of
is
good games
expensive,
that
y'all.
week. Yeah, exactly.
Gas is expensive. It's nearly $4 a gallon.
But yeah, but anyway, back to Leroy. Yeah, they're they should be just fine down there in that region. The one team down there that I'm wondering, well, 2 really are McIntosh and Millery. Like what's going on with both of them, because Millery squeaked into the playoffs last year. I don't really know much about him this year. McIntosh had that great season last year. Lose Braden Dixon, lose Coach Harris's son. Like what's that look like? But John McKenzie, great coach.
A vet.
So
a guy that has coached in 5A, like won a state title. You're going to coach at a 1A school that's coming off a successful season. It's a good hire. So that's Leroy got, if there's anyone to keep an eye on down here in Region 1, like McIntosh.
Well, and Southern Choctaw is going to be rock solid as always.
Yeah.
People forget they made the 3rd round of the playoffs last year. I think they have a very good team again this year. So, we'll see how that goes. But, 1A is a lot more interesting this year, I will say, than it has been the last couple years when we had Sweetwater down here. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens down there.
Now, I want to jump a little bit. I want to go back to Gulf Shores because there's been like a quarterback battle between.
Has it been a battle?
I mean, that's the word coach used today.
Okay.
And the players used that word as well. They said they got a QB battle.
Okay.
I mean, they played 2 quarterbacks last year.
No. I know they have 2 quarterbacks. I'm wondering how competitive the job is for the starting quarterback role and what the role is for the guy who's not going to be the starting quarterback.
I mean, I don't know.
Because this feels like a Davis Barnett, Bo Miller situation where Davis Barnett takes the starting job from kind of the upperclassmen and Bo Miller. But
and now Bo's at McGill. So
and Bayside would still use Bo Miller because he was such a good athlete as like a gadget player, running the ball, playing receiver a little bit, doing different things on offense. That's what it feels like's happening here with Major Hudspeth and Judd Harris. I just don't know. Obviously, they're not going to say it, I guess, right now, but...
I mean, I asked him straight up. I was like, look, last season you played 2 quarterbacks. This season, I mean, is it going to be much of the same? What's the plan? And he said that it's just that it's a battle right now. I mean, they're still in summer workouts and doing their thing.
Okay.
They're not in pads yet. So, I mean, it's still TBD.
Okay.
TBD.
Well,
but I will say, it was funny. I was when I was out there, I was watching Major throw the ball, do whatever, and Coach Hud. So when I first got there, Coach Hud was there. We talked, gave us a tour, whatever. He had to run to the old high school for a little bit, for an hour or so, and he came back. And as soon as he came back, it's funny, we're doing stuff towards the end, and Major's throwing some balls, and kids are running some routes or whatever, and he comes up with his phone and is taking some video of him, and and he turns around, and he looks at me, he goes, "You know who that is, right?" I said, "That's your son, Coach. I know." He said, "God," he's grown up so much, hasn't he?" I was like, "Yeah, he does not look like the same kid.
That's funny.
He's just growing into himself, and obviously he's only going to be a sophomore this year. I mean, he's just a freshman last year, getting a lot of reps as the starting QB, and so just the growth. I think he's really taking advantage of the growth this offseason. But I mean, the benefit of Judd Harris is that he's been doing it. You know what I mean? He's got the experience. So if 2 quarterbacks works for them, then so be it.
He has been the one thing that I think Major gives them that I think Judd has been not as good at as maybe Major is just as a pure passer, right? Because Major last year when he came in those games, almost 600 yards, over 70% completion rate, 9 touchdowns, no interceptions. He started their playoff game against, was it Benjamin Russell, I think, and they almost won that game.
Yeah.
Judd Harris, he's always been a little bit of a dual threat. I don't want to say game manager, but he hasn't been the drop back and throw it for 300 yards kind of guy.
Major can do that. I watched him do it today.
And you can get away with that by starting someone like a player like Judd Harris when you have a Colin Wilson and a Ronnie Royal and those kind of players. And now I think with Carter Davis being, kind of your top skill guy, so who's someone that you need to get the ball to downfield, I think Major fits with what their offense is going to be trying to do this season much more than Judd.
Yeah.
But Judd is still a very good athlete, and I could totally see him being used in kind of different running quarterback packages or also lining up in the backfield with Major. So their quarterback battle is something that I'm very interested in because I think it should probably be Major with Judd heavily involved in the offense. I just don't know exactly what that looks like, or if they're even still considering. I guess they are Judd as the. I thought quarterback.
I'm almost positive I saw him passing today.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Rhett was out there working with them. So yeah, I don't know. It will be interesting to see. I would definitely say that Major was getting majority of the reps. I will say that.
Because I think they're the second best team in that region.
Oh yeah. They're not having to play St. Paul's anymore. I'm wondering about what Spanish Fort's going to look like this season.
I think they'll be good. I think they'll bounce back.
They've got to.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I go out there tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'm, going to be interested to see like what they're working with, how it's going.
I know they lost a pretty good, talented young guy. I think he's either a sophomore or junior, maybe, transferred to Bayside. So they already lost one kid, but
That's
they
rough.
bring in Yalin Lee, the running back from Saraland. This Kylan Bowman guy that they've got at receiver, they're like really, really high on. I've seen a lot of people talking about him. And they're going to have a pretty good defense, like usual. And JJ Thibodeau finally taking over the starting job.
Finally getting the starting job. Like the kid has just been like patiently waiting.
It is so wild to me, going back and doing some write-ups on these teams and these regions or whatever. It is so crazy to me that Jalen Thibodeau led a 7A Daphne team to the playoffs 2 seasons ago and was like, you know what? I'll go be the backup at a 6A school for a year.
At Gulf Shores?
No, at Spanish Fort.
But he transferred to Gulf Shores first.
And he would have been the starter there, I think.
You think?
Yeah, I think so. Or maybe that's why he left, because he wasn't going to be.
Maybe that's an interesting one. But the fact that he went from, he had a good thing going. I mean, maybe
7A as a sophomore, like throwing for like 2,000 yards and like leading your team to the playoffs, and then you're like splitting reps with Aiden Schamberger for half the season.
When did Christian Seeger come into, like, where did he transfer from?
I think he came from Spanish Fort. They swapped, basically.
Okay, they basically swapped. Okay. That makes sense. It's just, I don't know, like the fact that he transferred from Daphne to Gulf Shores and then to Spanish Fort. It's just like,
I know.
Which Baldwin, what school are we picking today? It's like hopscotch.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, so that'll be interesting. I'm excited to go out and see him because I remember watching him take some reps during the spring game, I think last season, or maybe just like a summer inter squad type deal. And I mean, the kid's talented.
Oh, heck yeah.
He's really good. Yeah. I mean, I think he'll be good for Spanish Fort this season. I don't know. I just think that, and I was telling UT this, I was like, Spanish Fort is like, she's like, where are we going? And I was like, Spanish Fort. And she was just like, oh, okay. And I was like, you haven't heard about them? I was like, Spanish Fort is like a team like people talk about.
Yeah.
Like playing at the Hill. I mean, that is a crazy environment for when they host home games. And I think their whole vibe is just very like.
Well, I think for a long time, they were a little like the Saraland in 6A.
Yeah.
And I think with Saraland becoming what they've become, Spanish Fort kind of just became they're always going to make the playoffs. Some years they'll have a team that could go pretty far. Some years they may get bounced in the first round, but they're not that like in the title game every year from the South in the 6A classification. And yeah, it's I don't know. But I mean, last year, first year they've missed the playoffs since 2007. Their program started in 2006. It's only the third time they've missed the playoffs since they started their program.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's that's a tough pill to swallow.
They need a bounce back for sure.
But it's also like what's interesting about it is like I mean, last season when we were talking preseason stuff, like they were not somebody that I would have considered to not make the playoffs, or St. Paul's for that matter.
No, but I will say, do you remember after they beat Fairhope in week 1? It was like 21-18 or something. I think it may have gone into overtime. I remember telling you that week I didn't think Spanish Fort was going to make the playoffs. And
really?
Yeah. And you thought you didn't think I was crazy. You were just like, I don't know. But like there was something about them last year that I just did not like. I think this team will be much better. I really do. And again, like,
well, it's also last season you said that St. Paul's was going to be really good, and Ham Barnett told me to my face, like, we have a very young team. Like he just kept reiterating,
they started well.
It's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. I don't have to tell you this. There's probably a logo with the sign on a wall somewhere that says the same thing. But like Ham Barnett told me to my face, we're very young. He didn't say we're not going to be good. He was just like, we're very young. And I was just, I'm reading between the lines here. And you were like, that's not true. Blah, 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 blah. They didn't make the playoffs either.
I mean, if they hadn't lost to Blunt, they would have.
I mean, yeah, fair enough. But they lost.
I know. I'm just saying. It
so,
wasn't,
like, maybe you're right 50% of the time. You're like a meteorologist.
They competed. competed with the best teams in that region last year. Okay,
that was a good one. I know you thought it was funny.
That was pretty good. But yeah, I mean, now this year, without St. Paul's and McGill in the 6A or whatever, it's basically Gulf Shore, Saraland, Spanish Fort, Theodore, and then Murphy, Blount, Alberta, and Baldwin County. Like, I mean, it's not.
I need to go out to Theodore. That's another school I need to put on my.
A lot of questions about Theodore. I don't know what's going on with them.
I need to go out there. I mean, a new head coach. Some definite turnover during the offseason.
Overton graduated, so he's been their starter for 3 years. So who's the quarterback now? Their defense will be good, I think. And
they still have Kendrick Abel.
And
and that kid is. I can't even come up with a good enough word.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say lights out, 10 out of 10,
He's
star athlete. I mean, there's so many things.
One of the best.
Just if you look up Kendrick Abel in the dictionary, it's just like athlete.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, that's another one I'll have questions about. And I don't want to get too deep into the weeds of all these teams. But so I'm excited to go out to Spanish Fort tomorrow. I think Bayside is another one I want to go. There's just so many schools. Like, I need more time. Like, I didn't realize. But that's the thing, though. A lot of these teams just started practicing.
That's
like
true.
Last week, I started reaching out to coaches, and some of them were like, "Oh, well, we just started. Can you come next week?" Or, "Oh, we don't start till this." Or, "Oh, we have this." And a lot of them are going and competing in these 7v7 tournaments, which gives me an opportunity to see them then. But I like to do individual previews and go to a practice where they're just the focus.
Yeah.
So. Gonna have to put some teams on my schedule for next week and the weeks to come. I will not be taking a vacation. That will not be happening anytime soon. Maybe July 4th.
Yeah.
I might not be here the 2nd and the 3rd, so.
You'll take some time off.
So, only around then. But, like, closer to the season, like, I'm locked in. I'm ready to go. Yeah. We got pots on the stove, okay?
Yeah. We got a lot of them.
You're just agreeing with everything I say. Oh, God.
Anyway, well, real quick before we get out of here, this is going to be a short episode this week. As Emily mentioned, we're working on some stuff. I think next week we'll start kind of rolling out our season preview things, and stuff will be these episodes will be much more about the upcoming season than just kind of general football news.
And I've got something really fun I'm working on that I hope that we get to do.
That's right.
Robert's being, as Kip says, the mayor of Realville, and I'm being the dreamer that's like, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. So we'll see, again, we'll see who's right. I'll give him the 50-50.
Well, it's happening either way. It's just about other things. Anyway.
You see, I'm giving him the side eye. But before we head out of here, you want to talk about Jason Phillips?
Yes, that was
going
what
to
I was going to say. So
take it away.
Satsuma hires Jason Phillips, the XL coach, who was there for the last 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. I think it's a great hire. I think Excel is a team that has been in Region 1 while we've been down here. They're a little hard to cover because of just where they're at.
Location, yeah.
But, when he took over, they were coming off a stretch where they were winning 2 or 3 games a year. And in his second season, this is kind of crazy to think about because we hadn't started our coverage yet in 2022, at least the way we do it now. In his second season, they won 3A Region 1 with 9 wins, went to the playoffs, and then 4-6 the year after that, took them to the playoffs again in 2024, and then last year kind of had a pretty down year, went 2-8. But 2 playoff appearances in 3 years for Excel is really good because before that they hadn't made the playoffs since 2009. And I know from doing like all region teams and things like that, has coached some really talented players down there that have gone to play college at other places. And so I think for a place like Satsuma, I don't know if he'll be the athletic director at Satsuma also. He was at Excel.
Can they do that anymore?
I mean, yeah, he just was.
You see it. Maybe that's like in Baldwin County, but like they've made it to where the head coach can no longer.
I mean, it could be a Mobile County public school thing. I don't know that they don't do that. You know what I mean?
Okay, maybe it's just like a Baldwin County school thing that they don't let that happen anymore. Could be different. I don't know. I find that's interesting to me, but that's just that's a side note.
But Excel was his first job. So, for your first job to take a program to the playoffs twice in 5 years that hardly ever goes and win the region one year.
So he's a young guy?
Yeah.
Interesting. That's the thing. There's been so much Fairhope has a new coach. Foley has a new coach. Satsuma has a new coach. Excel's going to have a new coach. McIntosh has a new coach. There's all these moves when it comes to coaching. I'm going to have to reset all my contacts and who moved and went where.
Yeah, so his region winning team in 2022 that went 9-2, they went undefeated in region play against Thomasville, W.S. Neal, Mobile Christian, Hillcrest Evergreen, Cottage Hill, Flomaton. So pretty.
What year was this?
2022.
That was my first year here.
Yeah, but you didn't do the whole season.
No,
right?
I didn't really come in until week 6.
So,
which even then, they maybe should have
Right.
waited till the season was over.
Yeah.
I was a fish out of water.
But no, I just I've always liked Excel. He's always pretty transparent, or at least available with information about his players, stats, things like that. Usually puts all that stuff online. So he's a guy that I've kind of been a fan of for the last couple of years. And I think he's going to do a good job at Satsuma. I think, that's a school that you can win games at, so he's a good hire.
Yeah. Well, I think that we are going to wrap this up. A lot coming up this season. I'm sitting here daydreaming.
No, we are. I'm telling you,
we have been thinking about it nonstop. I'm dreaming about it.
It's been a long day too.
This has been a long week,
Yeah.
2 weeks. I think I literally got to Gulf Shores at 9:00 this morning, and it is 7:30.
Yeah.
And I still need to go do a few things before I head on out of here. So, but this is the grind of summer. There are no days off in the summer, rain or shine.
Yep.
We are here. Robert on vacation. I'm here.
Robert kind of on vacation.
I'm just picking. It's half vacation.
Yes.
He's 1 foot in, 1 foot out.
That's right.
His toes are always in the deep end.
Yep. But yeah, so we'll definitely be having some season preview stuff here coming up soon. Try and get TP back on the podcast here soon. He's blowing us up, trying to
Vlad.
Yeah, and Vlad.
And we need to get David.
Yep.
I just wish we had a full panel.
That's right.
We could just all get. There's not enough seats in this room, y'all. I wish there were. If we could fit all three,
just a
a multi-box Zoom.
Yeah, or
type.
a friends of the podcast episode where we just hit everybody, for 15 minutes each.
I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
Add that to the list.
They get one hot take about the upcoming season per person, and we discuss it for 10 or 15
Can
minutes.
we contain them to 15 minutes?
Vlad and David possibly TP. Absolutely not.
Oh God, I love that we all have a group message now.
Yeah,
You're ready for me to shut up. I know you are.
Well, no, I just yes, yeah, no, I am too.
Okay, y'all. Thanks so much for battling through this very unorganized, crazy,
very weird episode.
very me rambling. Robert trying to keep me on track, which he does his best. But
I try.
anyways, we're gonna call it a night. I'm Emily Cochran. He's Robert Restagno. This is the Big Friday Kickoff Podcast, and we will see you next week.